Friends, family, fans, we got a impromptu little back nine bets episode here with my main man, Curtain Call, who we decided we were going to do some ownership review of what's going on for the Charles Schwab challenge. I'm surprised I even got that out right properly. That is an atrocious name to try and say on the podcast many, many times. So, Kurt, how you doing, my brother?
Good. I've been wanting to call it the Byron Nelson. I just did a show, bet show for Run Pure, and I kept wanting to call it the Byron Nelson. I was like, well, it's a fucking tournament in Texas, even though the Byron Nelson just happened. I don't know. Colonial, Charles Schwab, we got it. Boom. Another Texas event. I'm ready to get after it. I watched some of your stuff yesterday, and I was like, damn, man, like I want to get on there and shoot the shit with them. We're on a lot of similar stuff this week. So I was like, screw it. Let's get on there and talk about some ownership. Last second ownership. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of the sites, their last rounds are coming out right about now. So it's perfect.
Yeah. I just refreshed a few things, and we got 3 different websites that we kind of overlapping on, like we discussed earlier. So we've got some varying perspectives on. I'm seeing some rather decent discrepancies between a few guys anyway. So just between what I've got, and it's but before we get there, dude, your pinned tweet. I have to tell the people, if you aren't following at Kurt and Call, oh my God, it's one of the funniest videos that I've ever watched in my life, man. Like that video of Schneider with just the jackhammer going into the kitchen renovations is like one of the funniest things I've seen from people that I'm familiar with on the Twitter space. It's just epic. There's enough on you on there just laughing, dude. You losing your shit. It's
what's funny is picture that. Like I took an edible 30 minutes before that. So and it's part of my fourth time in my life taking edible. So I was just like, oh God, that was so funny. I almost pissed my pants, honestly.
I was laughing so hard at you laughing. It was just one of the funniest things I've seen, because Snyder's just playing it off like he's got a jackhammer in his background pretty much every single time.
Normal for a jackhammer to be going off at 9 o'clock at night. Perfectly normal. This is normal stuff, guys. What? Bro. Oh, it's so good.
It was great. He just keeps playing it off. He never ever fully addressed it either. He kind of just kept trying to keep going back to the screen and getting on with the show, and no one wanted him to let him just let go of that. So
what's
it was
even better is I can't remember what the event was, but Colin Morikawa was the first round leader, and that's who he was giving out at the time. So I was like, bro, please Morikawa, just win this thing so we can just replay this clip when he picks the winner of the tournament. It'll be so good. But Morikawa ended up losing 3 strokes putting after that. So doing Morikawa things.
Yeah, he had a jackhammer on the greens there. Nothing new for Colin.
Not this week though, damn it.
Not this week. Cool. So let's speak about it. We got Colin. Let's start with him. Seems though he's the topic of hot discussion so far. 10-4 on the board here, sitting up fourth in the rankings. What are you kind of feeling about Colin this week, my buddy?
So I got him at 13-1. Yeah. So I'm going to zoom. I'm just so it's really tough for me.
14 between the two of them.
The lowest owned up there from what I'm seeing, mostly besides Homa. But here's what I said in the previous show. Some guys have to have spike putting weeks to be in contention. If you get a spike putting week from Morikawa, he's winning this thing by 3 to 5 strokes. That's the difference. Yeah. And that's massive, especially when you count in the ownership. So I'm on him for sure for MME type things, 20 max, 150 max. I think he's one of the best large field GPP plays this week. How do you feel about him?
I don't know, man. I know we're always waiting on Colin to do his thing with the putter, when's it gonna happen? It's kind of waiting for those edibles to kick in, but
these
you just
greens,
never know.
He's better on bent.
Yeah, he's okay. He's better, but not the best.
20, from 15 to 20 feet, top 20.
And that's where he'll be hitting a lot of birdie putts from. So I guess, he's right in that zone. I don't know. I don't think I'll be playing too much of Victor either. I think he's cruising up there. I got triple digit 19s across the board here for him. So I think he's a good, I'm seeing a 14 and a 21 actually on Colin between those two ownerships. What did you say? You got 7, you got 19?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. So yeah. I got to let them go on the 9 p.m. show, but
you're good.
Actually, so will you give me your pivot? So I like Morikawa's kind of the non-Scotty pivot up here. Who would your guy be?
Dude, I don't know. I was just on my bicycle just a few minutes ago, and I was just riding through the wilderness of Iowa and thinking, Max Homa, if he sneaks in under 10% ownership, the guy can ball out. And we saw him cruising on the putting greens last week. The putter was firing. the major thing. Like he played really solid at Wells Fargo, and then gets into another major again. So I think, if you can just ignore the fact that he sucks in majors right now and plays solid golf, like back, he can't mind if be back on track again. He doesn't necessarily, the driver's been his biggest issue. I don't know how much of that he's going to have to hit this week. Maybe he gets it together. I think, he's a superstar at maybe single digits, dude.
That's kind of like the same thing with Morikawa. It's just, I feel like this is in a lot of people's back of their heads. Like, we're all just waiting to play him at LA, CC. I mean, everyone's thinking it. And so, it's like, but man, the ownership you're getting, obviously, I'm not going to play both these guys because I like some of the others. But like you said, I think you do want to have a pivot off this range and just kind of stick with your guns. You're on Max. I'm on Colin as the pivot. You guys have to kind of go with your gut there. But, and the thing is, like, if Max does well, God, I love that guy so much that it's okay. It's okay.
So here's the thing. We're waiting for Colin and Max both to play well. Okay. If one of them does and finds himself in the contention on a Sunday, I feel like Max has been there, done that multiple times this year already. Like he's cruising, like that's when he's in contention, he crushes.
Yep.
Whereas, I've just got a bit of reservations about what Colin can get up to when he's in the mix. I kind of feel like he's been out of it for too long. So like it's too much of a new feeling for him. It's like he's doing edibles for the first time when he gets into the lead, It's been a hot minute for the boy. So
True.
Kind of interesting stuff. But, I guess he's also like he's played well before. There's a lot to like about him. Both their numbers are looking reasonable ownership wise. They both can, absolutely pop at any minute.
And what about for large field, actually, Kevin, for Showdown, I think we're finally back on to where we can start playing these early guys. I feel like the past 2 weeks in Showdown, we've been getting crushed by freaking playing these early guys, and it's sucked. And it's made sense with the weather. Like, it's cleared up late, but I think we're back in Texas where those greens get baked out. And it's going to be hot. We won't get that stupid weather. All we get is a wind to deal with. I think we're back on it, Kevin. We're back on stacking early birds, and I hope that people stop doing the same. And then, anyways, I was talking about the Scotty fade.
Are you fading Scotty?
No, not for single entry and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But for large field stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Probably more than 20 max, too. I'm talking like 150. Just because, 35, 40%, he probably is going to get top 10 again. He barely made the optimal when he was top 5 at the Byron. I just think that, I don't know, is he going for freaking Byron Nelson's record of top 15s? We're getting there. But I just feel like, I don't know.
Like, I look at my model and it's safety and top 20 percentage. 100% a pop. Like, it's just like, is it broken? Like, what's going on? No, it's like legit. This guy's just doing his thing, crushing the top 20s. And it's not even, if there was a top 12, it would still be 100%. Like that's the thing. So we kind of banking on this regression that's never, it's like the same. It's the opposite. He's taking his edibles. He knows when it's hitting and when it's not.
Exactly. He'll get fifth and his CWS game will get fifth probably in this tournament. Yeah. So what up, Tanner? We got boy Tanner in here.
Yeah, we've got some guys showing up. We got Dud Huds. We're going to get to Fowler and Kirk and Fleetwood in a little bit. We got some stuff going on.
What do you like there in Dub's question? Pick 2, Fowler, Kirk, and Fleetwood.
I'm kind of perennially fading Fleetwood for some reason. I don't know, man. I just feel like anytime we find Fleetwood in the mix on a Sunday, he just kind of backpedals, does the moonwalk out of contention. You got to kind of catch him when he's sitting in 15th spot and potentially like 3 or 4 shots behind kind of thing. I think that's when he's the most dangerous.
Like 6 weeks ago, I shot a low round on Sunday. I can't remember what it been, but I think I'm going Fowler, Fleetwood there. I don't have much love for Kirk, but God, they're all 3 really similar to be honest. But I think Fowler might have
a good question
drop lag spot here.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And if you look at what Fowler's been up to, dude, he's been crushing lately. He's just been so solid, so consistent.
He gained strokes. He missed a cut last week, but didn't he gain a half a stroke on the field?
Yeah, I mean, he barely missed, and yeah, we are. Like
great flop like spot.
Yeah,
I think he might win. I think he might honestly win.
Oh boy,
I think he has a chance. I'd love to see it.
I mean, I don't know about winning because he hasn't really been in the mix. He'd have to come out of nowhere to do it, but he has been playing solid.
Yeah.
You know, like I can definitely see another top 10, top 20 from him again. Like it's just he's doing his thing. He's so solid. He's gone from being bad to like so consistent.
I think the next step would be having a Sunday in contention because he's been playing well. But my memory might be escaping me, but I don't think he's truly been in contention. I think that maybe could be the step here at this tournament. And that would honestly, even if he doesn't win, I think that would be awesome to see him just in contention again because he's been playing well. Now it's time to take that next step.
Yeah, I think so too. And sometimes these guys just need like a bit of a slap in the face from Oak Hill. Let him know, okay, look, you've been jamming, but I'm still your daddy. You know, like don't you mess around with me, boy. I'll slap you around if I need to. And I think that happened to him. So maybe he comes out with his tail between his legs and just hounds it down. So I don't mind him. But if I were to pick between Fowler and Kirk and Fleetwood, I'm kicking Fleetwood to the curb. I don't know. If it plays tough, you know, Fleetwood kind of hangs in the mix there. But I don't know. I don't know what the weather's
approaching 18%. That's what I have on Fleetwood. So
yeah, no, he's sitting there around 17, 18, which is pretty steep. You know, what's Ricky looking like? Similar, 18 and 15 for me. Averages at 16, and then Kirk would kind of be the guy that you can pivot off of between those guys. So he's sitting at 10 and 14 between the two of my sources, which I think, you know, he's kind of balled out at this golf course before. He's also steady Eddie. I'm out on Fleetwood.
For the ownership, I mean, 10% Kirk. I feel like I'm a freaking slut for ownership, man. So I'm gonna have to. I might change and go just the two lower guys. So damn it, I'm on you. But I probably will be playing some Fleetwood single entry because I think he does just a nice little safe and comfy blanket for me for my big.
I think you get that from him. You know, he's the cuddly. Yeah. I won't hurt you.
Whereas
but I
Kirk
won't make you
I mean, Kirk has won an event 2 months ago. The field was a lot shittier, but that's
a lot shittier. But similar kind of situation. You know, PGA National positional kind of. Take it serious off the tee box in certain spots. Shorter golf course. Good, dude. And he just popped nicely at T40. I think he cashed for me last week at a course that he's got no business contending at, you know, with his tee game. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, cool. Let's figure that out.
Where's the Seabears love? Oh, it's coming.
The Seabears love is coming.
Coming.
We got there. We're going to talk about it. We've got a lot of Seabears. We're going to be gush city about Seabears when we get to him because there's a lot to like. I'm a big fan. So let's jump into this 9K. We got Spieth not looking nearly as bad as I expected. We got a 19 and a 21. You know, I was seeing 22s earlier. I think people might be seeing that ownership and getting a little scared. I'm not entirely sure what it's like to jump on a Spieth roller coaster with a lot of passengers. I'm typically on that when there's not a lot of them. You know, I kind of like Spieth when he's low owned, but dude, like he's playing good golf. He's going back to a golf course that makes no sense that he should play well at, considering what he does off the tee. But still, just crushed.
Is it because you go less than driver here, and that's why?
Yeah, I think so.
That has to be why, right?
And I think he's like a, you know, the Magic Beans, the Bubba Watson type shot shaping nonsense where you just sees lines that people don't. When he's in the crap, he can kind of magic his way out of there, jump on the magic broomstick and lift off. You know, I don't mind him, you know, at that ownership if he kind of stays under 20, which I think was looking like at some point was going to be way into the 20s at some point for Spieth. But I think maybe the risk might be keeping people in check. I don't know. What are you thinking?
So I think the risk looks good. I think it held out. Like he said it got better every day, and it certainly looked that way. I like what he does on bent grass, and I like the narrative that he probably did not want to back out the Byron Nelson, that being his hometown, but he had to kind of nurse that risk for the major. Yeah. And now it's not his hometown, but he's back in Texas. It's time for some revenge, baby. I didn't get to play Byron Nelson. I'm taking my anger out on freaking Colonial. 16-1 was my outright for the bet show.
Okay. Got some Spieth love. I like it, dude.
Well here, man. Like
I know, dude. And he would look good in a Ford Bronco from 1973.
Oh, that was my background, actually.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Right there, baby.
Oh, baby, that's awesome. I'll pull it up a little closer so people can see look at that bad boy. So that's Burns. What is that? A Challenger? Is that what it was? Or What is that?
Is that what do they win? Is it the same car every year?
No, this year it's a Bronco. I don't know what they
That's
won
so
last year.
sick.
Yeah, they change it up. Restored 1973 Ford Bronco. So that's what's on the
so
line.
good.
It's almost like winning a badass restored vehicle is way more cool than like a trophy or a jacket.
You get the jacket
so.
too. I love this whole like aura of this tournament is so dope.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like it's
jacket,
a gift bag
the car. The trophy's honestly kind of dope too. It's pretty fucking tall.
Yeah, they should just hand the guy like a fruit basket of nuts and chocolates while he's holding that trophy, and just like stand there with like everything, like he's just got out of hospital, you know. But
I would love the nuts part.
Yeah.
Big nuts guy over here.
It's a pecan trees on the side of the fairway, so we got some stuff going on there. I think so.
I love this place. This is my new favorite tournament.
Some homemade pecan nut basket for the guy that wins as well. All right, so we're liking Spieth. Even at 20, you know, it's not nearly as bad as I was expecting in the 22s, 25s, but you never know what happens overnight. Sam Burns, let's talk about him. Between Sam Burns and Si Woo, these are the two guys in the 9Ks that are single digits right now. And I'm seeing 6 and 13 for Sam, and then Si Woo sitting at 7 and 8% ownership. So there's definitely some pivot options here. I wasn't a fan of Burns, you know, sitting at 10, 12, 13, 14%. I mean, if people are scared of him, we saw what he did at Valspar, you know, like playing hot crap garbage, whatever you want to describe it as, comes in T10 or whatever. Like he plays well at these courses that he plays well at, man.
It's so tough with him too, because like you always want to, I hate to say that I like being early on guys, but you're like, okay, I'll make this guy beat me. I'll make him show it to me. Well, freaking Sam Burns will be playing like straight up ass and then come out and just win a tournament by like 2 strokes. Like, well, this just isn't right. It's so tough. And I think I want to be off him because it's not even his best green. I know he won it last year, but like he was in a little bit better form last year.
Yeah, a little bit. But dude, he was doing nothing going into the match as well. Like that's the thing. It's like trying to figure out how to play Sam Burns is a goddamn nightmare, dude. It's like, you know,
Cole and keep going. I like Eric Cole. I don't mind Eckler, but I prefer Eric Cole.
I think I was looking at Eric Cole, and he's sitting at he's pretty chalky down at 7,200, but he's nice. You know, there's a lot to like. Obviously, that's why he's sitting at 9-10%. Let's take a peek and see if I can find Eckroach here, because I think he might be a little bit of a salary ownership situation. Austin Eckroach, yeah, he's sitting at there's some 9%, some 4%ers.
Yeah,
a little bit of give and take, but you can usually feel a bit more comfortable if you like a guy ownership wise in the 6Ks. You know, you don't see ownership go rogue down that range, whereas the 7s people kind of click a little bit more. If you were to pick between the two of them, you said you like Cole.
I like Cole, and I like Cole over Sud too. I know he's a little bit popular, but I think he's just playing well, and 10%. I'm honestly okay with it. I think he's just probably about $800, $700 too cheap here.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's balling out. So there's a lot to like. You know, the whole game is just cruising. So, yeah, that's the thing is you take the proverbial free square and the ownership that comes along with it, and you kind of do other shit elsewhere. But with
I think if he comes in below 10%, I think it's a win. If we give him at 9, I'll be a little bit pissed if he comes in at 14 or 15. I'm like, well, damn it. Or anything more than that, I'm like, well, I've made a great mistake. But I'm taking the risk of I really like the guy's game, hoping he comes in 10 or lower, and then I'll be happy. But yeah, it's going to be a situation where if he comes in high, similar to what we thought, like Ricky last week, not 30, but if he comes in more than 15, we'll be really sad. I'll just say it.
Yeah. And I mean, there's not a lot around him to really suck away too much ownership. You know, there's Buckley there that's kind of sitting in the same range as him.
Norman's been playing so well, but it's just not a good course fit. He's 3% owned. He's 7K. Yeah. That guy has game, man. Vincent Norman has game. He's
a baller, but I don't know. You know, I don't know about this course.
He's not great here.
No. And his irons have also been pretty crap for me so far. But yeah, Dubs, we're happy to help, bro. This is going well. We got some serious followers in the chat here. We got some people loving Kurt because he's the boy. He's the main man. We got people asking questions. We got some Ben Griffin love going on here. Ben Griffin season.
Love it.
I mean, when you get into a little bit of a scramble fest, I think Benny Griffin is your guy.
Look at the course comps. It's insane. It's like so the RBC top 35, players top 35, Sony top 12, and then last year at the Winterman got 4th. Holy shit.
Yeah. Talk about it, right? Like that's
anyway,
what we want to talk about.
Let's get back up here to this 9K range.
Yeah.
One thing about this tournament is a lot of these guys are going to miss the cut. Not a lot. So you really got to nail this range right here. I'm like Justin Rose. Sunday's not going to miss the cut again. That's just not in him. But like Justin Rose, Tommy Fleetwood, Kirk, Seawood, Ricky, I say 60% of these guys are going to miss the cut at decent ownership. I mean, it looks like all of them are above 10%. And this is kind of where I don't want to have too much. I kind of want to play 2 guys at the top. But I will say the guys I do like are, like I said, I like Ricky. God, I don't want to force these guys in, but if I had to pick between Denny or Cameron Davis, I'm going Denny. Where are you setting at?
Yeah, I mean, Denny's sitting pretty ownership-wise, and he's just been so solid, dude. He's been real tidy lately, you know. Cam Davis is...
You never know what you're going to get.
He's a roller coaster, bro. If you take a peek at what he's been up to, I think he's got 3 top 10s in his last 5 starts. One of the others is a miscut, and the other one's a T59. Like, just goes off the rails. So there's a 40% chance we get a dud this week if you take a look at the last 5 starts that he's played in. There's also a 60% chance he's a top 10 again, you know. But how much is he going to repeat after last week? You know, there's that narrative going on. I think we can get some recency bias because if you take a peek at what he's been up to, you know, like the game isn't solidly consistent. You know, it's there and then it's not. He shows up, he doesn't. So I'm okay fading him. You know, I think he's going to bite some people potentially. That would be ideally if he comes in as the Brian Harmon of 2022.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. You know, there's going to be that guy where he just gets steamed to shitsville and then somehow throws a dud out there, and then the guys are like all scratching their head with 20% ownership and half their lineups in the gutter. So
and that's what I was saying. Like a lot of these, this tournament last year, man, chalk just got obliterated. I know because I faded a lot of it. Yeah. I did well at this tournament last year. I didn't shit, but my 6 out of 6 rate was double what everyone else's is, so that's a win. Okay. Siwoo 8% here. What do you think about Siwoo 8%?
Horrible course fit, great form. Like, sign me up for that kind of stuff. At some point, you can't. He played nicely. I think, what was it, the Valero, where he took a snowman out of the bunker, where he sculled one OB from like 70 yards, and then still kind of clawed his way back. So if he can avoid a situation like that, who knows what putt he's going to show up with? Who knows if it's a broomstick, if it's a normal one? Who the hell knows?
Please,
but the ball
he's got to stick with the broomstick. He's got to.
Yeah, he's changed his whole game around with that stuff. So I'm down, dude. Like, there's a lot to like about his game coming into this week outside of the course history that is just shit. You know, like it's one of the worst course histories out of everybody at the top here, but that's fine. I'll eat that.
Did you have Sony as one of the course comps?
Yeah.
Who won the Sony this year?
Yes, dude.
Yes,
dude. Bro, he's cooking. So
I think what we're getting at is Siwoo as a pivot off the chalky 9K range between Fleetwood, Rose. All those guys are chalky. Obviously, single entry is fine, but larger field stuff, you want to look a little different. Someone who's won a course comp event this year, Siwoo Kim at only 8%. And if those two guys just don't nuke, you're setting really pretty, especially if Siwoo's got the little broomstick going.
Yeah, baby. You know, ride that magic broomstick all the way to the winner's circle for us. That would be just fine. You know, it's interesting. He likes himself a bit of these Koreans in Dallas. They're taking over slowly. You know, it's just what they get up to. So it's time for him to get his name on he would look sweet in a Ford Bronco from 1973, old Siwoo. Right?
I love hitting golfers.
Put that broomstick in the back of the truck and cruise out of there. I think that'd be awesome. And he's a flat 9K. So if there is some chalk I'm going to be playing, I think it will be Justin Rose. I'm riding him to the moon this week. I think you got to, you know, pick a few guys that you're going to have to ride with the chalk here because some of them are going to hit. You know, I don't think we're going to see all these guys that are 15% or more miss the cut or play badly, but he's one of my guys. Is there a chalky option that you might be riding this week in the 9s and the 8s? Can kind of get in there too.
Probably Sung Jae. I don't think he wins, but I think he can get you like a T15 coming off a flop like spot for Sung Jae. I think it's good for cash mostly, but
Mm-hmm.
not a lot. I mean, I got him at 23%. What do you have, Matt?
Yeah, he's rolling in at 23, 18%.
And it's the thing, like Sung Jae ain't missing a cut, so that's why I'm like, if I'm going to eat chalk, I'm damn sure going to get a guy that's probably going to get top 20. So that's why I make Sung Jae. I think Sung Jae will probably be my first guy in cash.
Yeah, and he's chomping at the bit to play some golf, dude. He doesn't miss too many cuts, and he missed the weekend, and he's got so he's ready to play.
So he's gotten. He's been stateside for a little bit after flying directly back. So
oh my God, that guy's travel schedule, dude, is flipping Christopher Columbus.
He's like his mind and body is just like fuck him, like fuck me, right? Like poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, but I think
it's all himself.
It's almost like I think if he stays in the same state for more than 3 weeks, his body doesn't know what's going on because I think he's been traveling for so long. It's like that's his normal, like it's like chaos is his thing. It's what he gets up to. So we'll see what he does. I like him too. Let's dive into these eights, see what's going on over here. We got some Tom Hoagie, underneath Cameron Davis. You never know what you're going to get with old Tom. Guy misses a million cuts, but also when he pops. And he's sitting at 5%. Minwoo coming in at 5% as well. Two guys that, don't excite you at all. And we saw Minwoo play well at the Players because he's hitting that 2-iron off the tee box. But
I don't trust his irons. I don't trust his irons either, honestly.
No. I mean, I have a matchup against him. I got Denny McCarthy over Minwoo, and I have a Siwoo over Minwoo as well. So, like, I'm fading him a lot.
You know who's played terrible here, but went to TCU and is one of the best iron players on tour, and is 4% this week.
Dude, it's the horn frog himself, bro. Tom Hoagie. I ride him so hard, and it's like disappointing all the time. He's sitting sexy. The approach play is always there. It's insane. He's like one of the best.
He wants to play, bro. He's been so bad here. He wants to play well here. I think this might be the year, and let's find out because I'm pretty sure he wasn't 4% last year, but he wasn't too popular. He was definitely above 10% last year because I know there's a big narrative going into him last year and didn't live up to it at all. Why not happen when he's 4%? Why not? And I don't love this range anyways. I think this is a great pivot. I'm not playing chalk Cam Davis. It's a little bit below the low chalker guys, like not chalky, but higher owned Denny, Russell Henley, all these guys. Why not Tom Hoagie?
Dude, and I think he's the kind of guy that with the upside that he has, you play him at this kind of ownership. You don't play a chalk Hoagie. I think we've learned our lesson. I've learned mine for sure. Let's dive in. There's not a lot that you have to play him on to get freaky. And
I will say I've built a lot of lines this week already. You're not really falling in that range. You're always leaving. It seems like no matter what you do, you're falling on like the low 9s or like the high 8s. You're not really falling in the 8,500 range. So I'm pretty sure that's probably what's contributing him being 4% too. So even better than that. I really love Brendan Todd. Oh man, I'm loving this next range. But before we get there, Steven Yeager, I'll eat the chalk on.
Mm-hmm. Tee to green, it's just bulletproof right now, dude.
So good.
It's bulletproof.
I think I also like that he'll be on less than driver this week too. He's pretty good off the tee, but I think he'll kind of even have a chance to gain some more strokes off the tee with it being less than driver.
Yeah, and as bad as he putts, dude, he's still pretty solid when avoiding bogeys, man. So like, the chipping, he's like, it's insane. It's amazing, wizard. Atrocious. Yeah, it's like, so we'll see what he can get up to. And he typically, he's also a really bad putter, but if we can get like 2 out of the 4 rounds being a spike putting week versus just the 1 out of the 4 that we've been like seeing, dude, especially if you catch him somewhere in the 15 spot going into Sunday, I think he's a guy that can make a charge when he kind of feels it.
When his putter gets hot, it gets hot for a couple tournaments. It's not just with him, it's not like Griot where you get it hot and then bad. No, like it's earlier this year and then a little bit towards the end of last year. When it's hot for like 2 or 3 of the events. And it's really nice when you get a Steven Yeager hot putter.
Yeah. No, I like him. And then Taylor Moore as well. I think these two guys have just been absolutely so solid on the cut making front, and Taylor Moore, T20 rate, dude, in his last 12 starts been 42% of his T20s. Like, he's just under the radar, kind of doing his thing, throwing his club at the dude, he lost his shit at the PGA Championship on Saturday in the rain. Like, tossed his club. Like, that driver is not okay. You know, like, that was some next level Sergio Garcia replication stuff right there. So that was lots of fun to witness. He's floating between 7 and 11% between my two sources. So great on the comp courses that we've got here. I like him, you know, so I like some Taylor Moore too. I think between those two guys, I'm willing to go there. Check definitely. The 7Ks out.
Well, it's really tough. I've not been playing my boy Kurt Kitayama ever since before the win. I was big on him, but Tee to Green's nice. But the thing is, I like Brendan Todd so much right there that whenever you get a place where Brendan Todd is a good course fit, you just play him. He's one of those guys who he really would disappoint you at a good course fit. So I like Todd too much to kind of play Kurt, but I hope the boy does good. But big Brendan Todd guy right here.
Yeah. No, I've got a Brendan Todd outright. I got a top 20 at plus 200. I'm shooting from the moon here. You know, I've got a Rosie 33, and then the rest of the boys are sitting at 80 or higher. I'm not messing around with Scotty in the field, kind of just picking and choosing where I'm going here. No overexposure on the outright market, but we've got some serious top 20 love for Brendan Todd. I think he's going to take care of business for us this week for sure. I like him a lot. Got old Harry English sitting at 4% in some of the places. He just shows up when he feels like as well.
Tough-ish. He's good at non-birdie fest too. So
yeah,
and off the tee is pretty decent.
I mean, he just feeling cute might go bogey free all week at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Like that's what Harris English does.
Oh
like,
God,
out of nowhere, just bogey free. Like where did that come from? Like so, if you're gonna get a guy like that comes in at 4%, he's played nicely. Yeah, you know, nothing spectacular, but solid history. Short game wizard, you never know what you're going to get from the irons. That's always a disaster. But I don't know, you know, in a field like it's tricky. You know, you got to shoot for your shots in this range because there's not too many guys that you can get the opportunity to play at minimal ownership. You know, 2-3% is it's tough to find those guys here this week. Yeah. So, but we're gonna look and see if we can find a few. But anyone else's? I mean, obviously, let's talk about Bezuidenhout. Get him baby. Right in the front of the camera and talk about Bezzy boy. Dude, I mean, if you talk about everything moving in the right direction, he's the 5th best approach player in the field that's behind Tony Finau, Colin Morikawa, Victor Hovland, and Scotty Scheffler. He's the next guy in line. That is a list of illustrious iron players.
He's not even like year to year. He's not even that's not like usual for him. He's not usually a great irons player. He's just a good off the tee ingredient. So like,
since the Players, bro, I think he changed his coach at the Players, and whatever his coach just tweaked. It's insane. Like he headed into the PGA and he improved his strokes gained approach after the PGA after missing the cut. He lost 4 strokes putting. You know, like on bent grass greens, just had a dud, just rogue putter, never going to happen again. Crushed it on the greens at the Byron Nelson. Why not again this week?
Is Bez going to win this freaking tournament?
Oh, I've got a 90-1 on Bezzy, boy. Like, it's go time. Like, and plus 320 for a top 20 for Bezzy.
Look at his top 40. You can get top 40 plus odds too.
Yeah.
I love all of that. I didn't do the outright yet, but man, my boy Cody, you might have to put that one in for me. The Venmo will come after the show. We will talk. 9-1's tasty. All the FanDuel. I did top 20, top 40, all that stuff already. Shout out to my mom. Puts all the bets in for me. She's very timely with it too. I don't know if that's illegal for me to say, but sorry. But you got a guy who's historically not a good approach player, but like you said, he's been popping on the approach. The fact that he got a new coach that we might be seeing hold it, but he's great off the tee, great on bent grass. Man, everything might be coming together at the right time at a good course fit for Seabass.
Dude. And, you know, he's also 3 European Tour wins. You know, he's not allergic to winning. You know, he's crushed it, obviously, down on the Sunshine Tour back home. A lot to like, you know, and 80-1, like that's totally fair. You know, like it's a fair number. It's nothing ridiculous for someone that's just top 5 in approach right now. So, like, and the best putter on this grass. So, woo.
Talk about someone who's not a good putter. Let's go Griot. I will have some Griot in my pool right above him. I mean, it's similar to Colin Morikawa, like just elite iron players, which is very key. I mean, look, approach is key everywhere, but even here more so. And Gria's kind of due for one of them decent putting weeks. He's been playing pretty solid. It's like, but the upside, if he just has even a semi decent putting week, is just so massive. And I will always, I don't care how many times we say this, I will always play those guys because some of my best weeks are when those guys pop. And when they pop, I make enough money to cover like the next 420s. So I'll continue to do so.
Absolutely, dude. I totally agree. And Grillo, dude, comp course and course history, both inside the top 10 for me.
Yep.
There's a lot to like. Little, the ownership's trending towards double digits a little bit in some departments, but like you got to pick your battles. We'll find a few other guys to jump around. Like especially if you're going to get a solid guy that's sitting in the 7Ks. Like that's if you think that Grillo is worth a solid price north of 7,700, that's okay. So there's some guys that we can kind of dance around here. So let's find a few gems. Who are you eyeing out in the sevens? Yeah, the upper sevens that, like a little uncomfortable, but, some 3, 4, 5% ownership kind of range.
I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like 10%. I've only met a couple PGA guys, but one of them I was fortunate enough to meet and actually have a conversation with was Patrick Rogers. But man, playing 11% Patrick Rogers is
Let the people have that. Yeah.
Enjoy your top 40. Enjoy it. But that's all you're getting. Yeah. And that's honestly, that might not kill you at 7.4, but there's guys in 7Ks that I think can legit be in contention. I'd much rather have those over 10%, 11% Patrick Rogers.
Yeah. We know that Patrick Rogers is probably never going to win a PGA Tour event. Like that's just one of the gospels of the golf world, like great talent, kind of like Taylor Montgomery, just incredible talent. But when it gets to crunch time, they just get hardware virus malfunctions just on the motherboard. It's just a nightmare stuff. So interesting situations there. Davis Riley is an interesting, just disastrous though. Like he's played well, yeah.
I like it. So what I like doing with Davis Riley more is his matchup on FanDuel is versus JJ Spawn. I've been picking on JJ Spawn for a while. Last week I took Steele over Spawn plus money 1. I'm going Davis Riley plus 100 on FanDuel over JJ Spawn matchup. I'll keep picking on that. He's been terrible.
Okay. I'm with
Riley,
you.
In semi-contention here last year, he don't mention it was a team event, but he won a tour event a month and a half ago. And guess what? Another little tidbit, his caddy is a member at Colonial.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Dude, he's probably polishing up that Ford Bronco right now for us. I guess, like that's the thing is it was a team event, but we've seen what these guys can do after those kind of things. They just get a bit of confidence. They clinch their tour card now. You don't have to mess around too much. You can kind of just play freely. And maybe that new caddy kind of pulls through for him and keeps him level-headed because he's one of the few guys that we can kind of get some ownership leverage of in this range. Everybody else is sitting around like 5 and up. It's tough to find good pivots in this 120-man field right now. The ownership's pretty flat across the board for most parts. I don't know. It's tricky. I want to play guys like Hayden Buckley, who I think is
Mr. Patrick Rogers, baby.
Is that with you? Is that you?
The boy, yeah, that's me when I was a little bit heftier.
Oh boy, dude, where was this?
The Greenbrier event when he got awarded the Player of the Year.
Oh my God, that's so cool. How long ago was that?
5, 6 years maybe now. It's been a minute,
dude.
Hayden Buckley,
nice guy or what?
Oh yeah, very nice guy. So I would like to see him win, but I'm not 11%. Like I agree with everything you said on him, but what we got? I was curious what Buckley's ownership was.
Sitting at 9 and 12 right now between my 2 spots.
I love that. I love that so much more than the Patrick Rogers. I love that so much more than Patrick Rogers.
Yeah. Dude, he number 1 comp course.
Yeah, I was going to say
that. At Harbortown and second at freaking bring back Kurt. Dude, congrats on being skinny Kurt now. That's always a win.
Right, baby.
That's hilarious. No. So yeah, Buckley, I don't know, man. Like that's a lot of ownership rolling in on him, but second best driver of the golf ball in the field. Oh boy, the ball striking's rolling. He plays well on these shorter courses. You know, he can probably still hit a lot of drivers here where a lot of other guys are going to have to like hit 3 woods, 2 irons, that kind of thing to kind of keep themselves in play where he can just step on it. So it's a fun play there. Andrew Putnam's rolling in round double digits as well. So there's some serious chalk rolling in this bottom 7K range. Dude.
I've never been a Putnam guy either.
Yeah. He's hit or miss for me too. You know, I get on him sometimes, I get off him. It's just like I've played well here before.
It's never killed me.
But I don't know. Like you can't play all of these guys at 10%. You know, like that's the thing. It's like ridiculous. So
I'm not probably have to leave. That's fading 20% ownership right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's the way to go because, and then Bo Hostler's pushing 7 and 11.
What is that? That's the first thing what the fuck?
Yeah.
What's
on
happening?
A course like this, I know it's Texas, but the comp courses is 100. It's like, wow, 60th course history, comp courses at 112th. I get it. It's playing nicely lately, but Jesus, dude, like.
We could be playing on fucking Mars. I'm not paying 12% Bo Hostler. I'd rather skim my freaking dong. That's horrible. I mean, I don't care if he wins the tournament. That's the worst play of the year. He could win, he could win the next 2 events. I'm not playing 12% Bo Hostler. I'm not doing it. I quit asking.
No, I agree. Like, with what irons? Like, is this guy literally just going to be hitting Texas wedge from 150 yards on every hole, or what's going on? Because I don't see the iron play getting him into the winner's circle. But especially at 12%, like what is going on there? That's ludicrous. Ludicrous.
Davis Riley 3% in this chalky range. If you're doing any 150, I definitely want that in the pool, and I want to get about 12%. You have 4x on the field.
Hostler winning coming from.
I'm telling you, he could win the next 2 events. I still think that's the worst play. Like, ugh.
I know,
Patrick Rogers has a better chance to win this tournament than Bo Hostler.
Yeah,
they both ain't winning, but
yeah, Rogers sitting at 0% and Hostler sitting at negative 0.05. So
yeah.
Dogs just messed my line up.
Oh, who else we got here? We need some pivots. This is chalky, so we need to find.
Dude, it's so chalky in the 7s. It's kind of nuts. Like Aaron Rye is popping hard for me because of the accuracy of the tee, but
he pops every time. I'm done with that.
He pops every time. He's only 8% of his starts are top 20s even. You know, like the guys just don't know what he was doing at the top of the leaderboard at the RBC Heritage. That was one of the most ridiculous outliers. Okay, here we go. Here's our guide, Kurt. 2% across the board, 7K flat. Joel Damon.
Ooh.
Tidy as heck, obviously, off the tee. Look at his recent approach numbers, 14th of the last 24 rounds. Cannot putt to save his life.
I love Joe Dominant Showdown. Love him.
Because of that volatility.
Though, he can't put 4 rounds together. My boy Tanner is in the chat too. He was on Damon. Damon, or was it Hubbard? I don't know. I think it might have been Damon, but had a hot start. And it's just he's like he can't put 4 rounds together. So
no.
I love him more for Showdown. Maybe day 1 Showdown.
You know, I think I'm going to pop him. I'm going to pop him in a few because I mean at 2%, we like scraping barrels here to try and find a guy, and the ball striking is, dude, he's so accurate.
Like, he has a tour win, doesn't he? He has 1 tour win.
I think what was it, the Punta Cana or whatever?
Doesn't matter. He's got 1. That's more than what these guys can say.
Exactly. So
Patrick Rogers.
I don't mind exactly
because Bo's won too. I'm pretty sure Bo has 1 as well.
I need to go and find that tournament and just see what he did. Like, what did he? Was he hammered? Was he? I don't know.
That's why him and Hubbard, bro. Like I just play them in Showdown because they just cannot put 4 together. I don't know if they get drunk or they just stop caring. I don't know.
What
about Will Gordon for 7K?
I don't mind him at all.
How does that look?
It's some of the best ownership we're finding in this range. 1%, the stats, I mean, Jesus, he hasn't in his last 12 starts, he hasn't seen a top 20 though. Off the tee, solid, but that's
just so used to getting 6K for him. 1% was I'll tell you what, the chalk that we'll be eating in this range. Like I said, I like Buckley. Oh, I like Cole. So those are the 2 guys I don't mind eating chalk on. Sam Stevens at 4% isn't terrible. Where's Ben Martin at?
Ben Martin, I wrote him up today, I think, because he's actually played well when he used to play, like back
6%.
in the teens of the 2019, 17s, whatever. Guy was crushing. So suits his golf course nicely too. I don't even, where the hell is he? I'm trying to find him here. He's been pretty solid, dude.
I got one more pivot for this range.
Hit me.
Sepp Straka off the tee.
Oh.
Elite
coming in hot from last week too, dude.
We saw what he did last year when he gets hot. He gets hot.
What's 7K flat? Yeah, dude.
6%.
I mean, and we know when he gets in the mix, he can party, you know.
Yeah,
so I think
he did not back down last year. Was it against Will? He did not back down.
No.
No, it wasn't Will. Who was it?
Yeah, it was at the FedEx.
That's where he made the putt and he said, "What are they going to say now?" That was him against, yeah.
Yep.
Sepp didn't back down. Will's Outdoors had to go out and win that shit.
Yep. And then Mackenzie Hughes beat him in a playoff as well. Like Sepp has just lost in like back-to-back playoffs the last 2 times he's been in the mix. So he's
Ben
interesting.
Martin's not high owned though, Cody. Wait, who did you have him 12%?
Ben's sitting at 6 for me. I don't know where we're seeing it.
Who do you have 12%, Cody? Akshay?
Akshay's sitting at 6-ish. Austin Eckroat's grabbing some 9% ownership love in some departments, which is a little steep but again, that's $6,700. I don't know, man. You know, like when have you seen a 10% 6K guy outside of who was it the one time that absolutely just
all I know is you don't play it. You make it beat you. That's horrible.
Yeah.
And Cody Straka, I think I know what site you're looking at, and I'm not going to say anything bad about them because I love them. They've been good to me, but he's not 12%. And get with me after the show, and I'll send you some better stuff to look at because Sepp's going to be like 6%. 12 is way, way off, and that's actually embarrassing that they have him at 12%. To be honest,
that is a lot for him.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
he ain't going to come close to that.
All right, Nate Lashley.
Yes.
Nate, bro.
Course comp.
Straight Nate. Course comp guy. Also stringing together some top 40s, the boy is. He's going to be shooting for his 5th straight top 40 this week.
Plus 160 on FanDuel.
Yep.
Is that what you got?
I got him for a BetMGM. I don't even know. Yeah, I got it plus 160, plus 140.
Nice.
Let me take a peek here.
That's not FanDuel did a really good job of doing the top 40 and top 20 picks.
Yeah, I got BetMGM. Ty's paid in full plus 160, dude. So love that Nate play. I think for a top 40 there, he's gunning for his 5th one in a row. Guys, Iron Player has just been cruising lately and doesn't make a lot of bogeys. You know, he just does his thing. Kind of played well at Pebble a while ago, kind of thing. You know, I think he plays one of these little dink and dunk kind of courses. Let's go there. How about a Ches Reavie?
God, I was going to say, there's no way he's 1%, right? He's going to at least push 5.
Yeah, he's 2 and 5-ish. Yeah, it's like he's getting a little more popular, but
yeah, he'll get steam and get to 5. But man, if we get like 3.5, Ches, I like everything looks really good on it for GPP.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty much the same as Michael Block right now, which I think is also quite hilarious. But he could also absolutely come out here and have the 2nd career week of his life, but very unlikely. Yeah, I'm out on Block, obviously. I'm not going to be doing that. Also, I'm a big fan of Akshay, but I don't know if I'm going to be rolling him out at 6-7% either.
Do the stats actually? So I know we don't have many stats on Akshay, but do they actually look good here? Has he played
striking wise?
Well, yeah. I mean, he can ball like elite, but like, has he played any course comp? Has he played Sony? Did he play RBC? Did he play any of those?
He played the RBC, missed the cut, dabbled it around the greens, just chunked it around there, but he gained a stroke off the tee each round at RBC. You know what I'm saying? Like hit like 88% of his fairways in both days. Like when it comes to these tight courses, he just does.
I think I'm gonna eat it. I'll eat the chalk with Akshay. I just like the kid too much. FanDuel top 20 plus 500. For what?
Top 20 plus 500 for FanDuel and for Akshay.
YOLO.
I'm on that. I think I'm okay with that. Like, go bet that. You just, like that's a solid. If he finished inside the top 20, that will definitely pay off.
Yeah.
If he misses the top 20 at 6%, whatever, like.
Here's a great question. Both guys, very similar price range, very similar ownership projection. Austin Eckroat versus Akshay. I mean, the talent level is very much in Akshay's favor, so I'll definitely rather play Akshay over Eckroat. Not that Eckroat's bad. No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Akshay's ceiling is pretty freaking high. Little skinny little fucker.
Dude, he is. And he's a baller, man. He hung with Tony and Ram. Like, I expected him to just there's a lot. And I would love to see him roll out with that Ford Bronco. I think he's the guy that would probably suit it the best. I think I wrote about 29 years between him and when that Ford Bronco came into existence, dude.
That's crazy.
So, it's just so hilarious.
So what are you doing? You going to Akshay or Eckroat?
Dude, I'm gonna do neither. I'm not gonna play either.
I don't mind that. I respect that.
I've got my T20 on Akshay, and that'll be it for me.
So who's your favorite sub 7K guy?
My favorite sub 7K guy.
Absolute favorite.
My absolute favorite. That's I like.
Don't say Nate last Nate. Don't say Nate. I'll just.
I'll leave him out. Dude, like
I asked because I feel like that's kind of where you're at. And I feel like you got one more for the people. The people need one more.
Aaron Badley is someone that I'm kind of interested in at $6,400.
Saw someone mentioning that.
Just kind of doing his thing on these shorter courses. The guy's got zero distance off the tee, so I think get him where he can just make a bunch of pars. I don't mind him at 64. Like that's pretty low price range there. I'm going to be playing a bit of Grayson Sig. And yes, dude, Tanner out here with a ZJ call out. I'm a big fan of Zach Johnson this week, bro. 6,200 smacks. Guy's been making cuts pretty impressively. And he's also played well, yeah. Like he's got a solid, for $6,200, all you need is for him to make the cut because the rest of the guys are going to take care of business with that salary saving.
Hubs, I love Dylan Wu this week for 3%, 6,600. He was chalked that one week and busted. I think he bounces back here in a big way at 3%. But Tanner, you asked earlier, it was ZJ versus who? Who was the question? I want to ask. Who was it? I want to ask Byron, but I can't remember. You're gonna have to help me out here. It was ZJ versus someone else, and I picked ZJ, but I wanted to see your opinion on it.
Yeah. No, dude, I love some Zach Johnson. He played solid at the PGA. Like, if you can ball out there, you are ready to rock and roll at this golf course as Zach Johnson, So I think he's trying to get boots on the ground on these golf courses. Don't you just love these Ryder Cuppers just turning their whole career around the moment they become captain? Like, you got no shot at making the team, but I'm just going to ball out to inspire my team. Like, why weren't you doing that like before, bro? Like, it's so hilarious, like Luke Donald's starting to play better golf. It's just hilarious stuff. So let's talk about some Carson Young catching some ridiculous steam at $6,300 right now.
What's he at? I didn't want to look, man.
I'm seeing a 7% out there at one of the places, dude, on Carson Young. Crushes the US Open qualifier, and now all of a sudden the guy is just 7% ownership at $6,300.
Oh, yeah, it's Ben Taylor. So Ben Taylor versus Zach Johnson.
I'll take ZJ's consistency.
I'll take ZJ as well. That's what I took too. But Carson, look, I'm the way I'm building, I'm really fading some of those 7K guys are getting chalk. So I'll play the Carson Young, I'll play the Akshays, but also like I'm getting different in other places. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't have any fear. I usually just say fade everyone, but look, the guy's playing so good. He's so good off the tee. He's coming in confidence sky high after just shit kicking. And no, he's in the U.S. Open. He qualified. I mean, he had to, right? He just went nuts.
Yeah.
That's a monkey off your shoulders. You're going in here. You got your just dick on the table. 6,300. That's just disrespectful.
It is. It's interesting, dude. What do you do after just? I mean, those have to be two. I think he broke Scotty Scheffler's record around that course. Like that, I think from what I heard, like that is what's going on.
You're not tired. You're not tired when they're that young. He had a day to recover, 2 days to recover. I don't think he's tired or fatigued. Do you?
No, but like, what are the chances are you going to do that? Like, I know it's not going to do that again, but it's going to be a totally different course.
No, just get top 40, 6,300.
I guess,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just get top 40.
Yeah. I guess ZP, my fantasy golf manager, a main man.
Ooh, I'm running that next year.
Yes, dude. It's been fun. I've thrown a few lineups together that haven't had anyone in it because I kind of totally forgot, but it's been a great time, dude. We've had a really good time doing the fantasy golf. All right, one more guy that I want to throw out there that's an absolute sicko play, and his name is Rory Sabatini.
That's the guy with the cowboy hats.
Yes, sir. He's the guy that did he walk up on the greens? I think he was it Tiger or Sergio? He kind of got into it with one of them a while ago. This dude's course history, man, is it's bananas. He's made the cut here 5 times in a row the last 5 times. Now, were they the 2 of the last times weren't the best results, but prior to that were top 20s, top 30s. He did the same thing at the Valspar where you play Rory at these random courses that require scrambling and stuff. His short game is tidy. These old dogs, tidy short game. He does his thing around here. So 6K flat, he's going to be one of my guys that I'm playing in a random line.
So cheap. That's so cheap. I got one more for 6,400. I can't beat 6K though. It's just shutting the door on me. That's tasty. 6K.
But also, Rory Sabo is a guy that you don't want to hit your wagon to, buddy. Scary stuff.
So oh god. I mean, what is it? T40. If he gets T40, you're legit dancing with pants off.
Yes, exactly. At 6K flat because the rest of your lineups are just loaded.
You play Scotty, you play Sabatini, and Scotty wins. You get top 40. You'll get the rest right. You'll get the other 4 spots right, and you'll probably ship. Simple. But yeah. My last guy of the 6K range will be 6,400 Andrew Novak.
Bang. Let's go.
You like that?
I was going to mention him if you didn't.
It's not because he's tweeted me back a couple times and he tweeted the people back a lot. He's a man of the people. The stats look good. He's so close, man. Just have one. I don't think he's a historical bad putter. It's just these spike weeks where he's been great everywhere else. He's not been putting great. I just think he's kind of ironing some stuff out. I think we see a good week here.
Yeah. And at 64 even, dude, 10 starts this year, 8 made cuts. That is nuts for $6,400, and he's 1%. Let's go.
He's gaining on approach. When he makes these cuts, he's gaining on approach on the weekend. He's just losing his ass with the short game.
Yeah. And you never know. One week you just get a little inspired.
We don't have enough data to even tell. Is this guy really bad at the short game, or is it just kind of this is just a 5-event sample size? I don't think we truly know him yet.
No. And that's the thing, dude, as you can see sometimes, it's weird because I'm trying to figure this out. Like Bryson, if you go to a course like last week where the rest of his game has just been in the fucking gutter, but then he's just pounding driver out there in the middle of the fairway, building momentum, gaining confidence just from one area of his game, that can kind of overflow into the other areas. Just golf is it's for psychos, man. To play golf on the PGA Tour or just as a hobby, you got to have some screws loose. But we see things like this go when things start going right. You never know. He starts rolling in a few putts. The guy can be talking some business. So I don't mind him at all, dude. I love what you're getting from a consistency standpoint. $6,400 as well is very affordable. I love that call.
So what I like to do at the end of the shows back at our Run Pure is do a show core.
Okay.
So we do I pick one, you pick one, I pick one, you pick one. I'm going to say a little bit more rules here. We'll do one with not a higher owned guy. And then our next pick, doesn't matter what the price, we'll make it work out. So and then another guy who is a pivot off someone else in that range. So I'm going to let you go first. You are the hostess with the mostest.
Okay. So we're going to go from each range.
Yeah. We can I'll fill it out once I go, but it doesn't matter. If you want to pick Scotty I don't care.
Cool. I'll roll with Scotty and see how you go.
Okay. So I'll go Carson Young.
Okay, I'm lost already now.
Now we get our low owned guys.
Okay, because you're just flipping across up and down.
So yeah, I did a higher end low guy. So now we can go super low owned. Still, the rest of our line is fine as far as total ownership goes.
I'm with you. All right. Can I say Brendan Todd?
You know what? I'm going Novak though. I'm switching it up.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I get you going now. All right, so Brendan Todd.
To me, it's Novak, baby. Yeah, that's that 1% is just it's frisky.
Scotty.
All right,
Novak Todd. Now I got to bring us home. Who was someone I had strong conviction on? What range do I want to go with here?
And you know what? While you're thinking, fuck it, we're going with Bezzy.
Yeah, we had to. How
like,
we
it's
not?
the same thing basically. We just got to go with the hype train there. Bezzy. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't want that. So we're not gonna give out the final one, or the final play, but I do want to give out one more guy. I don't want it to be obvious though where we're going. I want to go. Go somewhere else. Let's go Justin Rose. You like Justin Rose? I'm down with Justin Rose, and it leaves you in that 7,300 range. Many guys we talked about, many pivots. The chalk that we're fading though will be Bo Hostler right there.
Yeah.
So you got 7,300 left.
The Bo Hostler chalk. Yeah, that's stuff you don't get to say often.
You can go Buckley, Cole, 7K guy. There's a lot of stuff you can do in that range.
Dude, there's a lot to get frisky with. ZP with the baby swag with Bezzy, dude.
Oh yeah,
the baby bun in the oven right now. There's just everything. Everything's coming along, man. So I spoke to his missus at the John Deere Classic a while like last year. She's happy with things. I think she's pumped to be cruising around with the Bezzy bun, and it's going to be a fun one this week, man. It's go time, man. It's go time.
That's awesome.
But good. Tell the people where's everything that can find you.
All right, Coors, everything. Coors, live content, Coors, showdown shows, all that stuff over at Run Pure Sports. Use the promo code Kurt15. I'll be posting Coors for every single showdown for the classic slate, and then a full-on Coors and rundown for the live event tomorrow. And guys, we get a super edge on live this week because 8% are going to play Brooks, and it's a juice-free contest because that motherfucker is on a complete bender. And he'd even say he's not going to be playing well, but 8% will still click his name, makes it a juice-free contest.
Facts. Yeah. The guy's he is got so much drugs in the system. It's crazy, awesome. Woo boy. So we'll see what he gets up to. It's going to be fun to watch him hack it around there with severe dehydration levels for 3 days.
Thanks for letting me come on. I loved your stuff. I think this was so much fun. Just do it up right up until people are starting to make their lineups. It was so much fun. So thank you.
Absolutely, bro. Great idea. Thanks for suggesting it. It's not going to be the last time we do this. I think this went really well. We'll probably pop it a few more times. Figure out like a nice little schedule or something. Maybe go from there. If a few of your people are checking out some stuff, rotoball.com is where all my stuff's at. Go check that out. There's a lot of free stuff, some premium crap out there too. Kurt, my man, thank you. Let's do this again. We'll catch you guys next time.